canceled stars, shocking downfalls. One moment, you're basking in the glow of millions of fans, a digital deity commanding attention with every post. The next,
and that breaks my heart knowing that I was doing all this stuff and I was making all this content while there was people that were still really hurt by what I mentioned, that I missed the mark because it's gross, and I'm sorry.
That same spotlight can incinerate your career, leaving nothing but ashes. This isn't just about losing an audience. For some, it's a devastating plunge into legal battles, financial ruin, and public humiliation. Our first glimpse into this dark side begins with 8 Passengers, a family vlogging channel that once seemed the epitome of wholesome content. Run by Ruby and Kevin Frank, it showcased their 6 children's day-to-day lives, from celebratory moments to mundane grocery runs. Viewers, drawn to Ruby's seemingly stern yet grounded parenting, quickly swelled their subscriber count to millions by 2020. Yet, beneath this picture-perfect facade, a disturbing reality festered. Ruby and Kevin were exploiting their children for online validation and wealth, a truth that slowly surfaced through unsettling glimpses. There was the oldest son, Chad, forced to sleep on a beanbag for 7 months after a harmless prank, his bed taken as punishment. And then the chilling moment when Ruby, instead of bringing her 6-year-old daughter Eve a forgotten lunch, filmed herself lecturing about valuable lessons.
Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and...
Hoping no one would intervene as her child went hungry. What she labeled firm parenting was nothing more than heartless abuse, a pattern of behavior evident in countless resurfaced videos where she treated dinner as a privilege to be revoked. The internet reacted with a fury, labeling her a monster and demanding an investigation. Despite her attempts to frame the backlash as a misunderstanding of responsible motherhood, the damage was irreversible. Her channel withered, and in August 2023, the full horror came to light. Ruby was arrested on child abuse charges after her emaciated 12-year-old son, bearing visible injuries and tape marks, escaped to a neighbor's house. Her reign of terror ended, her children placed in protective custody, and in February 2024, Ruby was sentenced to up to 30 years in prison. Unlike Ruby, the next figure on our list, David Dobrik, navigated his fall without legal chains, though his career was irrevocably shattered by a wave of controversies. At the zenith of his popularity, David was inescapable, his vlogs drawing tens of millions of views and translating into a fortune. But then a torrent of troubling accusations began. The most explosive involved his friend and video partner, Dom Ziglitis, allegedly sexually assaulting a girl during filming. Whispers turned to shouts as many questioned David's awareness and silence, fueled by his own old tweets like, "If I left everything in the vlogs that I recorded, we'd all be in prison." This was merely the tip of a treacherous iceberg. David also faced intense scrutiny for dangerously injuring his vlog squad member Jeff Witek during a crane stunt, manipulating Seth Francois into an unwanted kiss with Jason Nash, and relentlessly mocking Big Nick's dwarfism. The fun-loving persona he meticulously crafted for years disintegrated, replaced by the image of a creator obsessed with views, regardless of the human cost. Brand partnerships with giants like EA and Chipotle evaporated, and in March 2021, YouTube demonetized his channels, choking off his main income. His attempts to resume vlogging were met with a wall of public disdain. By 2022, he vanished from YouTube, leaving many to believe his online presence had ceased. But that wasn't the whole story. David quietly resurfaced on Snapchat, seeking refuge from the relentless backlash. While it offered a semblance of income, the controversies still shadowed him. In January 2025, a new YouTube vlog appeared, a cautious dip back into the waters. The views suggested a slim chance of a comeback, yet the stains of his past remained, a constant reminder of the empire he lost. And what happened next would shock everyone, as we turn to the completionist Gerard Khalil, a figure once revered as the online gaming community's wholesome uncle. Known for his passion for completing video games and his commitment to charity, Gerard established the Open Hand Foundation, dedicated to finding a cure for frontal temporal dementia. This mission resonated deeply, as it was in honor of his late mother. His yearly IndieLand live stream events raised over $600,000, cementing his image as a benevolent force. However, this noble cause masked a shameful secret. In November 2023, an investigation by Carl Jobs and Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers revealed a shocking truth. The money passionately donated by his viewers never reached its intended recipients. It remained untouched in the foundation's account. Instead of transparency, Gerard issued a defiant denial, claiming no criminal or financial fraud and threatening legal action against those who exposed him. He vehemently denied using his deceased mother's name to embezzle money, despite admitting a lack of transparency.
this is still money that's sitting in their account. Now, me and Carl actually started a conversation with Gerard to get his side of the story, and he confirms that the money is still sitting in the account.
The video, with its overwhelming dislikes, showed the public was not fooled. A grudging, vague apology only intensified the backlash. I want to apologize to anyone who ever donated over the years who felt they were wronged or led astray by any of this, he stated. A phrasing that infuriated viewers who knew they weren't just wronged, but undeniably scammed. This single video obliterated any hope of regaining trust. He hemorrhaged over 160,000 subscribers and his video views plummeted, forcing him to quit YouTube in August 2024. His Patreon support dried up, leaving him without income. But even this wasn't the end of his self-inflicted downfall. In May 2023, Gerard's company filed a bogus lawsuit against the popular GTA 5 roleplay server, NoPixel. In October 2024, the judge ruled decisively in NoPixel's favor, resulting in the team seeking over $230,000 in legal fees. Gerard, having lost his entire audience in a matter of days, now faced a monumental debt he likely couldn't pay, a stark testament to the consequences of his deception. A similar fate, driven by even more heinous actions, befell EDP445, who lost everything after being canceled. Starting his YouTube journey in 2010, EDP garnered a following for his raw, unfiltered personality, unafraid to discuss gross or bizarre topics. But beneath this open persona lay a deeply disturbing secret. In 2020, rumors circulated that EDP was a PDF file, a term hinting at abhorrent behavior. Initially dismissed, these rumors gained traction in July of that year when a video surfaced, showcasing his extremely inappropriate messages to someone he believed was a 16-year-old. The situation escalated drastically in April 2021. A group of YouTubers, the Predator Poachers, entrapped him, posing as a 13-year-old. After exchanging vile messages, EDP arranged an in-person meetup, only to be exposed to the entire internet. What brings you out here today? The Poachers asked.
Well, I was coming out here to...
Glasses off.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
This humiliating confrontation marked the end of his decade-long career. YouTube swiftly deleted his accounts, banning him permanently. But this was only the beginning of his devastating downfall. His Cameo account, his last income source, was mass-reported and deleted. Desperate for peace, EDP tried to vanish offline, but the internet wasn't finished. People relentlessly tracked him, reporting his actions to landlords and employers. He was evicted from multiple properties, fired from a security job, and banned from ride-sharing and food delivery apps like Lyft and Grubhub. Even Chuck E. Cheese denied him employment after discovering his past. In a desperate bid for privacy, he filed for a name change, but his government filing was leaked, rendering the effort futile. You might think such a public shaming, both online and in real life, would teach him a lesson. He did post a half-hearted apology in July 2023, vaguely referencing his actions, but without ever truly acknowledging his depravity. This insincere act was quickly nullified just 2 months later when he was caught attempting to meet a minor yet again. Since then, his attempts at comebacks on YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms have been met with resounding failure. The cupcake incident will forever haunt him, a permanent stain on his identity, just like the lies and manipulations that defined Boogie2988's irreversible descent. Boogie, an OG of YouTube who started in 2006, captivated audiences with his lovable, down-to-earth, and humorous personality.
Sesame Street, and we're gonna teach you how shapes work. Big.
His ability to not take himself too seriously earned him millions of subscribers and even the Trending Gamer of the Year award in 2016. His fans were ecstatic, but the Boogie they admired was about to be replaced by a manipulative, angry figure. The unraveling began in 2017 after successful weight loss surgery, when his divorce plunged him into depression, affecting his content. He vowed a positive shift in 2020, promising to support positive uprising stuff, but
start looking at language. We're going to start looking at tone. We're going to start looking at the overall positive and negative aspects of a video, and we're going to be supporting positive uprising stuff, and negative stuff is going to get pushed further down.
His pledge was immediately undermined. His new girlfriend, Lucy, whom he met on a sugar daddy site, came forward with abuse allegations.
I dated a YouTuber, and for his sake, I'm just gonna call him, what should I call him? Asshole. It would turn into an argument every time I tried to leave. Why are you trying to leave me? You know I need somebody right now. Blah, 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 blah. You know, so I'd sit in the back room and I'd wait for him to finish up doing his work and whatever, and pretty much I was not making any income. I was scraping to get by, to be honest with you. Like I'd ask him, hey, can I put some money into my bank account so I wouldn't get an overdraft? Okay, well, here's, $20.
2023 documentary by Mike Klum shockingly revealed Boogie had spent over $200,000 on sex workers, while publicly bemoaning his worsening finances to his empathetic fan base. Even his most loyal viewers wavered. The final nail in the coffin came in June 2024, his promotion of a scam crypto coin. When confronted by CoffeeZilla, he tried to dismiss it as a joke, but the pretense quickly crumbled. He then resorted to a victim card, claiming the money went to cancer treatment, a diagnosis he'd mentioned 2 years prior to solicit donations. But after everything, skepticism mounted, and the truth emerged. It was a complete lie. The remaining supporters abandoned him, and Boogie2988 was officially canceled, with no hope of a serious comeback. His desperate attempts to revive his career, including lying about a liar tattoo on his face, have been met with ridicule. The massive audience he once commanded is gone, replaced by a few remaining viewers who mock him in the comments, calling his channel dead, and him a catastrophic YouTube embarrassment. Boogie faces a bleak choice: step away and find a real job, or endure constant humiliation. One thing is certain: he has no one to blame but himself. Yet everything Boogie did, from his lies and manipulation to the crypto scam, pales in comparison to the chilling crimes of our final canceled YouTuber, Austin Jones. Austin, a music YouTuber, gained popularity with his unique a cappella rock song covers and original music, crossing the 500,000 subscriber mark. But instead of cultivating a legitimate music career, Austin exploited his online fame to fulfill his sick desires. The truth exploded on May 10th, 2015, when the podcast Pub Fresh published an article detailing vile messages he'd sent to his underage fans. One victim recounted how he sent a video teaching me how to twerk, and then demanded, "Okay, now it's your turn," despite her being underage. The article included examples of these teaching videos.
You stand with your legs apart, you bend your legs, and then you arch your back, and you unarch it, and you do it faster, so it's like popping it, so it's like...
demonstrating grotesque moves like a basic twerk. If a target refused, he'd guilt-trip them with manipulative lines like, "Really? Sad face emoji. Great, now I'm in an even worse mood," making them feel responsible for his bad night. The evidence was overwhelming, and viewers expected a denial. But what no one foresaw was his video confession, outright admitting to asking fans for twerking videos. He tried to downplay the situation, avoiding any mention of the victims' ages and insisting nothing ever went further than twerking videos.
I've recently come under some fire on social media for mistakes I've made in the past. I used to ask fans for twerking videos. Yes, twerking, the dance move. It's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I think is right. And I shouldn't have done it.
There were never any nudes, never any physical contact. It never happened. His excuses rang hollow. Comments flooded in, accusing him of feigning remorse, merely mad that he got caught. Tempted to ignore the backlash, disabling comments and resuming music videos, hoping the controversy would dissipate. But the internet didn't forget. By 2017, his reputation as a PDF file was widespread, and more victims came forward. The online world demanded justice, and in a rare turn of events, they got it. On June 14, 2017, authorities, alerted by his online cancellation, arrested Austin at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport upon his return from Europe. In 2019, he pleaded guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison, followed by 8 years of supervised release. Despite his desperate attempts to evade cancellation and cling to his music career, Austin Jones ultimately faced the consequences of his actions, a stark reminder that some dark deeds cannot be hidden by the false glamour of online fame. From family vloggers exploiting their children, to online personalities engaging in deceptive practices or far worse, the internet proved to be both their making and their undoing. In the digital age, public opinion wields immense power, and for those who fall from grace, the echoes of cancellation can haunt them indefinitely, a permanent mark on their digital identities.